Testing. 1 2 1 2. All right, shalom. Yeah, but Shima was shot broke a thumb to all the brothers. Yeah, I was Shamal the thumb by Shima was shot all the sisters. This is Durham, North Carolina. Tuesday night Brotherhood class. Precinct Officer Maya holding it down until Officer Yarmark arrives. You understand? To further edify the people and teaching this truth. You understand? Teaching the truth to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are God's chosen people. You understand? And of course, with Tuesday, you understand, being a Brotherhood class, you understand, what we do, of course, is go into the scriptures, dive into this Brotherhood, you understand, which is the foundation, of course, of the ISUBK, of the school, you understand, Brotherhood, brothers, you understand, making sacrifices and sticking together, you know what I'm saying, doing things that are uncommon to the world, you understand, loving someone else more than themselves. Lock him. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, man. Serving the Lord. Coming back to the truth. Yesterday, you know what I'm saying, they had Tawab class. You know, so Officer Zion teaching about the truth and what the truth is, man. You understand? And how in the ISUBK we live the truth. You understand? We live the truth, and in living the truth, you have to be a brother to another brother, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to be a sister to another sister. We gotta learn how to love each other, how to deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? We living in the end times, man. This kingdom that we living in is coming to an end. You know what I'm saying? America is falling right before our eyes, and it's up to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you understand, to come together, man. Come together so the Lord can destroy this place. So you can burn this place down so we can, of course, have our kingdom, man. You understand? So we're just gonna go over some scriptures. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying, controlling your tongue, man. We'll talk about the power. It's life and death and the power of the tongue. The words you say, things that come out of your mouth are very powerful, man. And as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we know throughout society and history, right? We do not know how to talk to each other. We don't know how to communicate with each other. We don't know the importance of it. You understand? Also, on a larger scale, our leaders, you understand, are terrible communicators, man. And the words that they speak brings death to the black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. It brings death into our communities, brings death into our households, brings death, you understand, and teaches us how to kill each other, how to murder each other. You understand? The words that our leaders speak, the words that these Christian pastors speak, you understand, and whoever wants to speak on the behalf, you understand, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, man, it destroys us. You understand? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into some scriptures, you know what I'm saying, and talk about, you know what I'm saying, communication, just how important, you know what I'm saying, effective and, you know, righteous communication is, man. You understand? Just give me 1 second. All right, you know what I'm saying? So the first scripture we're gonna pull, right, we go to the book of Hebrews. The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 16, right? It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 16. And it says, but to do good and to communicate, forget not. You understand? Effective communication is in the Bible, man. You understand? The scripture says, but to do good and to communicate, forget not. For with such sacrifices, God is well pleased, man. You understand? The Lord is pleased with us making sacrifices, man. You understand? Righteous sacrifices, of course. Effective communication is essential. You understand? Everything works better when you communicate effectively, right? Especially when it comes to serving the Lord. Effective communication was that's a difference between life and death, man. A difference between right and wrong. You understand? We were just talking about yesterday what? How not to be lukewarm, not to be, on the fence, halfway on this side, halfway on that side. You know what I'm saying? Well, the way we live our lives and the reason why, you know what I'm saying, we in the condition that we in is because of what? Lack of brotherhood, man. Lack of love for one another and lack of effective, you know what I'm saying, communication on our leaders' part, man. From them not telling us the truth of who we are according to this Bible, what we supposed to do, how we supposed to live our lives. You know what I'm saying? Read it again. It says, but to do good and to communicate, forget not. For God, so like it, for with such sacrifices, God is well pleased, man. You understand? The Lord is well pleased with these types of sacrifices, man. You understand? You effectively communicating, you understand? Being righteous. As a priest and prophet, we have no choice but to effectively communicate, man. You know what I'm saying? We have no choice but to be very precise. You know what I'm saying? Be seasoned with salt, as the scriptures say. You understand? We have no choice but to be effective communicating. And who was one of the greatest communicators on the earth, man? Christ. You know what I'm saying? You go read about Christ. Christ was an amazing, you know what I'm saying, effective communicator, man. Because his whole life, what? Sadducees and Pharisees, they trying to trip him up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get him to slip. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get him to slip. Trying to get him to, you know what I'm saying, incriminate himself. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get him to break the law so they could what? So they could have, probable cause to kill him, man. Probable cause to arrest him. But of course, Christ always knew exactly what to say, you know what I'm saying, and when to say it, man. And that's what we got to learn as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We got to learn how to talk to each other, man. You understand? Most of the deaths and the killings that goes on in our communities, it's because of misunderstandings. It's because of lack of effective communication, man. You understand? We don't know how to deal with each other. We don't know how to talk to each other. We don't know how to tolerate each other. You understand why? Because of the Christian church, man. Because of Christianity. You understand? Because of Christianity, because of us taking on the spirit of the oppressor, you understand? It's destroyed our communities, man. You understand? Brothers can't have a conversation without wanting to kill each other, without wanting to wring the next brother's neck. We can't even talk for 5 minutes without it getting heated. And now, you gotta die. Somebody gotta die. Step on a brother's shoe. Oh, now you gotta kill him. It's only right. You understand? When according to the Bible, man, you should have effective communication, man. You understand? You should speak, you know what I'm saying, effectively to the point where what? You can stop mistakes from happening, man. You understand? This is why we have to charge our leaders, man. We have to charge our leaders. We have to charge these Christian pastors. Charge these people that stand up and say they speak for Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans because the people are listening to them. So their communication, what comes out of their mouth, is what the people follow, man. It's what the sheep follow. And it has led us to be destroyed, man. You understand? So we're gonna go to another scripture. We're gonna go to the book of Ezekiel, right? Go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, and we're gonna start at verse 1. Right, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, and verse 1. And it says, Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, When I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coats and set him for their watchman. You know what I'm saying? Watchman meaning what? A watchman is what? Watchman is a person that he's supposed to look out. You understand? He's on what we would call in here is shamar. You know what I'm saying? He's guard, man. He's a watchman. You understand? He's supposed to secure the perimeter, secure the location, look out for danger. Right. So this scripture is saying, you know what I'm saying? It says, when I bring the sword upon a land, meaning what? Meaning war comes to a city, war comes to an army, right? The watchmen are supposed to what? They're supposed to watch over the people. They're supposed to alert the people. You understand? All right. So verse 3 says, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. You know, so that's the job of a watchman, man. He's supposed to blow the trumpet. He's supposed to warn the people. He's supposed to inform the people what's going on, of the dangers afoot, of what could possibly harm them, what could possibly take their life, right? So verse 4, it says, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. You understand? So that watchman, after he blows the horn, you understand, after he alerts the people, you know what I'm saying, after he informs them of the dangers afoot, he says, flee the city. He says, leave, you got to do this and do that. And they don't do it. That person doesn't do it, and they die. That blood is on their own head, man. Why? Because they got their warning. You understand? The watchman did his job. He alerted the people, let them know what they needed to do, that they needed to leave, or what, you know what I'm saying, whatever it was they need to do, he let them know, right? So we're going to read on. It says, verse 5, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. You understand? You sit there, you don't listen to the watchman, you don't take heed to what the watchman says, then that blood is on your own hand, man. Your own head. You understand? But it says, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna save your life. You listen to the watchman, you listen to what he say, right? So verse 6 says, but if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. You understand? So if that watchman doesn't inform the people, you know what I'm saying, doesn't let the people know, and let's bring it to life. If the so-called leader of a Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians doesn't what inform us of the dangers of the society we live in, man. They don't inform us that what, you understand, we got to separate from America. They don't inform us that we can't love these other nations. You understand? We got to love each other. You know what I'm saying? They don't communicate effectively to be like, you know what I'm saying? You can't deal with these other nations. You can't love everybody. You understand? You got to love your brother. You got to love your sister. You got to forgive your brother, forgive your sister. That brother or sister who commits that sin, whether it be, eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster, whether it be murder from getting into an argument, we, of course, die in our sin. But the Lord is going to require of that watchman, you understand? He's going to have to pay for that death of that brother and that sister, man. Because he's the one that's in charge. He's the one that's supposed to be what? Leading the people, letting the people know, you understand, what to do. That is a whole job of a watchman, to warn the people. You're a watchman. You can't just be quiet. You gotta have what? You gotta have effective communication, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you were in charge and watching over lives. You know what I'm saying? People live or die when it comes to you responding. You understand? And our Christian pastors, our leaders, you know what I'm saying, who were supposed to be our fathers, our father figure, were supposed to be our heads. You understand? They have failed at communicating, man. They failed at, I'm saying, at being righteous. They failed at informing us on how to live our lives, man. You understand? On how to separate from these societies, on how to love each other, how to deal with each other, how to forgive each other. You understand? They focus more on forgiving the oppressor, forgiving these other nations than they do teaching us how to forgive each other, man. You know what I'm saying? We so busy trying to forgive the oppressors, a whole nother nation, and we don't even know how to forgive Tyrone down the street. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know how to forgive, to Keisha Taniqua, you understand, for whatever she did to you in middle school. For her talking to your boyfriend in middle school or whatever it was she did. We don't even know how to forgive over little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But we can forgive the oppressor though. You understand? Don't make no sense, man. You understand? And that's what happens when we in the Christian church. We lukewarm, man. We don't follow the truth. You understand? We don't follow the truth to a T, man. Our moral compass is off. It's not calibrated. You understand that the principles that we follow, the morals that we have, because it comes from America, because it comes from the Christian church, it's corrupted. You understand? It's corrupted and it's deceitful. You understand? And it kills us, man. You know what I mean? All right, but we're gonna read on. It says, verse verse 7. So lo, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, thou shalt hear the word at my mouth and warn them from me. You understand? What's the words of the Lord's mouth, man? How is a watchman? What does he use to inform the people? What guides him? What lets him know of the dangers, man? The Bible, man. These scriptures. You understand? This entire book lets a watchman know what he needs to warn the people about. You understand? Like our Christian pastor, they supposed to be warning us of what we got to separate from America, man, because America goes against the Bible, because America doesn't love blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This is what your Christian pastor should be telling you. You understand? This is what Juanita Bidens and you know what I'm saying, whatever their names are. This is what they should be telling you. But instead, they don't tell you what. What they tell you? They tell you nothing. They tell you nothing, you know what I'm saying, to save your life. They tell you nothing to help you heal. You understand? They only what? Give piss poor communication, man. Non-effective communication. You understand? And the words that they speak, what happens? Does it breathe life? Does the Christian church speak any life into us? Does it speak any real prosperity into us? No, man. You know what I'm saying? What they teach only destroys and kills us. You understand, right? But we're gonna you know what I'm saying, we're gonna read on. 1 second. So verse 8 it says, when I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, if thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way. That wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood would I require at thine hand. You understand? These Christian pastors are wicked, man. These leaders are wicked, man. You understand? And they're you know what I'm saying, that they're filthy and they're disgusting, and they don't deserve to be in the seat that they're in. You know what I'm saying? They don't deserve to have all that power for our people to listen to them, man, for our people to be deceived by them. You understand? Let me read it one more time. It says, when I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, if thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way. That wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. You understand? We're supposed to tell our people the truth, man. We're not here to make friends. You know what I'm saying? We're not here. You know what I'm saying? We don't say what we say because, we trying to be buddy buddy with you. We let you know that it can kill you, man. You can lose your life. You can lose your life from eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster, man. You're gonna lose your life for eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You're gonna lose your life for loving these other nations. You understand? That's the truth. In order to live in the truth and embrace the truth, you understand? You have to what? You gotta communicate it, man. You gotta speak it. You understand? You gotta have effective communication, right? You know what I mean? So we're gonna all right, 1 second. Oh no, very good. Hold on 1 second. Right, so we're gonna drop that scripture, right? We're gonna drop that one, and we're gonna go to, you know, we can go to Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 21. Right, go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 21. Hey, Shalom, Chris. All right. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." You understand? The Bible says death and life are in the power of the tongue, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how important, you know what I'm saying? Shalom, okay. That's how important, you know what I mean, communication is, man. That's how important watching what you say is, man. You know what I'm saying? It's so important that what? It can cause death or it can cause life, man. You understand? There's another scripture. I forget the scripture. It's another scripture that says it talks about, death. Death is it talks about things that are just terrible and powerful, but it says that the tongue, rules over all of them, man. You understand? Because you can speak words and deceive millions and kill millions of people. You understand? That's what the Christian church has done. Christian church has deceived and, killed millions of people, man. These Christian pastors are responsible for millions of death in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community, man. You know what I'm saying? And according to the scriptures, they are going to be held accountable for the lives that have been lost, man, because they are the watchmen. Yes, we die in our sin, and we die, if we know, saying, for our own iniquity, but the Lord is all for accountability, man. Someone has to be held accountable, you understand? Because the Lord has always had someone in charge, man. There's always supposed to have been someone in charge. You understand? So if you decide to sit in that seat and take that oath, you understand that you got to watch what you say, man. You got to watch everything that come out your mouth. Why? Because the scriptures, read it from the top. It says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, man. You understand? Death and life. If you evil, you know what I'm saying? Evil man gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you ain't gotta follow the law. Oh man, F that brother. Forget that man. You know what I'm saying? Leave that man. If Joe ain't got no dough, he gotta go. That's death, man. Everything that comes out of that pastor's mouth is death. You understand? It causes us to die. You understand? We've been following the Christian church for 400 years, and you know what I'm saying? How we not prosperous at all. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like you good? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With that, pass the class over to priest and officer Yarmak.
Shalom, shalom. Let's get into it. Give Brother Samahia another hand, man. You understand? Holding it down for a priest. Where was you at, if you don't mind, Baba Kashad? Let me get that one more time. 1821. Again, it's an ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, start out of 1 West 125th Street. You understand? This the home of the truth. This is where Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians learn how to live their lives, man, how to conduct themselves. You understand? Like the Christian church has fed us fairy tales for so long that somehow we believe that coming into the truth or being in the Christian church, that means that, you're going to live life with just fairy tales and and everything gonna be perfect, and you ain't gonna have alts or nothing like that's gonna happen, man. But we gonna go into these scriptures and tell you that that's a damn lie, man.
Damn right.
You understand? That's a lie. Whenever you got blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you gonna have alts, man. You gonna have problems that's gonna come amongst the nation, man. Which is why the Lord has set men above us, man, to be able to counsel those problems, man, and to solve those issues for us. But that ain't no reason for us to come into these classes and learn how to deal with each other, man.
Right.
You understand? So if you think that by coming in the truth, you gonna live a perfect fairy tale life, you a goddamn fool, man.
Right.
You an idiot. The difference between us and the Christian church is that in here we have righteous men to help us sort out our issues with each other, man.
That's right.
You understand? And that is what is important in blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian community, man. You understand? Not to go out there and protest and say, stop killing each other, stop black on black crime. Like all of that is fine.
Right.
All of that is fine, man. But when are you gonna deal with the root of the issue, man? How you gonna deal with it, man? How you gonna tell a brother whose daughter just got molested by some pedophile in his neighborhood not to murder the man that took his daughter's innocence away, man? You understand? By telling him stop black on black crime, that doesn't save that brother's life.
Right.
But by explaining to him by the glory of the Most High how his freedom is going to come by following these laws, statutes, and commandments, by following the counsel of the men that were set above him, it's what's going to save his daughter's life, man.
That's right.
That is what's going to fix the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, man. Not some blanket term of stop black violence, man.
Bro.
We can't just stop black violence. We got to solve these issues, man. You understand? Read what you got.
Mm-hmm. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
And this is in the Bible, man. The Bible is going to tell you what to do to not have so many problems, man.
Right.
You understand? The Lord saying what? Read it again.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life.
Also, we got a couple of these rangers. Brothers want to get down. It's a couple of them. Y'all can go ahead and get down with it whenever. But go ahead.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
Death and life are on the power of the tongue, man. Meaning the Lord telling you what? To watch your mouth, man. Watch what you say.
That's right.
You understand? Watch how you talk to a brother or to a sister, man. Because what you say can be the reason that a brother loses his life, man.
That's right.
Or what you say can also be the reason why a brother saves his, or you save a brother's life, man. So you got to be careful about the things that you put out in the earth, man. About the things that you let come out of your mouth, man. Because what you say holds weight. What you say means something, man. There is a brother that's under you that looks up to you, that may be in the world or in the truth, that he pays attention to the things that you say, man.
Right.
He pays attention to the things that you promote, to the things that you disgusted by, to the things that you love, and to the things that you hate. And so you got to make sure that the things that you love and the things that you hate is what's going to get him into the kingdom, man.
That's right.
Because if he looking up to you and you love whores, but you hate the fact that you can't smoke weed, brother, eventually he may not be as strong as you. You understand? You telling him every day, man, I love them whores on them stripper poles, man. I hate the fact that we can't smoke weed. Well, one day he may be like, man, you know what? Obviously, yeah, Mark said he hate the fact that he can't smoke weed. I mean, I might as well smoke weed.
Right.
He said that he loved them strippers on them stripper poles. Well, it must not be too bad of a thing if he say he love it. You understand? And then you cause that brother to go and lose his life, man. You understand? So watch what you say. Don't get every opinion that you have don't have to be heard, man. You understand? Let me tell you something. You're not as smart as you think you are.
That's right.
Everybody does. You're not Thurgood Marshall. You understand? You're not Thurgood Marshall fighting the judicial system, man. You're not as smart as you think you are. Why don't you just be a man who just follows orders, man?
That's right.
You understand? And watch how you talk to a brother. Read that one more time.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. And that they, it's like, and they.
Is that happening because I'm using this mic? Shalom. That's a speaker. Shalom. Salam. Yahweh Shema Shabbat. Salam, if you could read that one more time.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21.
Uh-huh.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
Uh-huh.
And they that love it shall eat the fruit of thereof.
And they that love it shall eat the fruit of thereof, man. Meaning what? Whatever you love, you gonna eat the fruit of it, man. You say you speaking all day about how you love being a drug dealer. You love being a gangbanger. You love being a demon. You understand? You just love having a demon lifestyle, man. But you gonna eat the fruit of that. You understand? You gonna die the death of a demon. You gonna die the death of a drug dealer, man. Nipsey Hussle, everybody go crazy over Nipsey Hussle, man. But Nipsey Hussle was some stinking African who lived the life of a nigga, man. And he loved it. He loved to live a life of a nigga, man. Well, guess what? Nipsey Hussle died a nigga's death.
That's right.
It was a glorifying and honorable nigga death. You understand? To just die outside of a building that you worked so hard to finally build.
Right.
You finally doing something that doesn't involve selling drugs, and there you go, shot dead. Just it's a nigga death, man. You understand? But what Nipsey Hussle should have did was watched his mouth.
Right.
He should have stopped. He should have never promoted gang violence. That's what he should have did. He should have never promoted being some stinking coward crip. You understand? Provoking bloods to go and murder brothers who don't got money like he got just because they wear the color blue or the color red. Right. He should have never promoted that. But now he loved it, though. He loved the crip life. Well, he died a crip death.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Good for him. He did a great job imitating niggas. Did an absolutely great job imitating what a nigga is in the world, man. When we decide that we going to promote a life that's only gonna give us death, man. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. Verse 22.
Uh-huh.
Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
You could drop that.
Okay.
You understand? We get into that later. All right. Is there any questions? Any questions online? Any questions in the room? Oh, 1 second. Anything online? All right. If we don't got nothing, we'll just get into it.
Slacky, sir, if I could.
Uh-huh.
I just want to know, sir, if I Slacky, sir, if I could, if there are any verses that a man can have more than one wife, but a woman can only have one husband.
Give me the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10, and then go to Deuteronomy, chapter 22, I believe. Give me Leviticus first.
Okay.
Let me get there with you.
Okay.
You go ahead and read it whenever you got.
Okay. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife.
Hold on. 1 second. Go to Deuteronomy first.
Okay.
22 and verse 22. Hold that one up.
Okay.
I got them mixed up. All right, so the brother's question was is scriptures that state, because of course it's a common concept that in ISUPK we teach that a man can have more than one woman or more than one wife, right? But of course Christians and more than likely whores ask the question, well, why can't a woman have multiple husbands?
Right.
For one, it's impossible, man.
Right.
It's literally impossible for a woman to have multiple husbands, simply because there's no way that you're gonna follow two heads at one time.
Right.
It's not. It doesn't make sense. You understand? Well, let's for example, right? I'll give you a dumb example. If you're a woman who got two husbands and you follow both of them, one of them is a Crip and one of them is a Blood. What you gonna do? You understand? You're gonna get caught by the Blood with Crip paraphernalia and God knows what is gonna happen to you.
Good
And
night.
then you get caught by the other one with the crip paraphernalia. It's a lot of confusion, and you wouldn't know what to do. You understand? Or if you got one husband that promotes you smoking weed, and the other one who is a herbal genius who doesn't want you to smoke. Well, I don't know, some idiotic, confusing thing that we don't promote in the ISUPK,
Right.
because of course we in the ISUPK follow the Bible,
That's
and a
right.
woman can only have one husband, right? But read what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
If a man be found lying with a woman
Uh-huh.
married to a husband.
So now, in this case, you have a woman who already has a husband.
Right.
Now the question is can a woman have another husband? Right? Sex is marriage. If a man can have one woman and then go have sex with another woman and then keep them both, then can a woman have a man go have sex with another man and be with them both? Right? Well, let's see what the Lord got to say. Read.
Then they shall both of them die.
Then they shall what?
Then they shall both of them die.
Then they shall both of them die. So if a woman who has a husband has sex with another man who is not her husband, then both of them shall what?
Die.
Then both of them shall die, man.
That's right.
You understand? Because that is a sin against the Lord. Because she committed adultery. Keep going.
Both the man that lay with the woman
Uh-huh.
and the woman, so shalt thou put away evil from Israel.
So shalt thou put away evil from Israel, man. If you a woman and you got a husband and you sleep outside of your marriage, man, you are an evil bastard. Man.
That's right.
You understand? And if you are a brother who gets a joy out of sleeping with another man's woman, you understand? You are disgusting, man.
That's right.
And you evil, as what the scriptures are saying right now, man. That's an evil sin to commit, man. To take another man's woman, man. And not only is it evil, but it's so disgusting, man. It's so nasty. Like you looking at another woman, a woman who has a man. Like you can only imagine what they do every single night. I mean, god damn.
Good night.
And you want to meet her in the back of the club and tongue her down and kiss. Can you, brother? And let's like being the Christian church has clouded our minds so much that we don't even we can't even think the concept of this woman probably just got done drinking something, and and my lust is trying to go kiss her. Come on, now. What are you doing? You understand? Like that's disgusting, man. You understand? But that's what we do. Like the scriptures say that Judas' sin is written with a pen of iron, man, and with a tip with the point of a diamond, man. Like it's like having having our own woman that's bad as all hell. It's like, okay, that's cool. You got a bad one. But you get a woman who could be average, but if she belonged to another man, it's I took that bitch from that nigga. I got that. I'm effing that. You understand?
Good.
Like it's like you get an extra trophy because she belonged to somebody else, man. And that's what we do. And it's disgusting, man.
Right.
And it's gay.
Damn right.
It's very gay. If you lust over another man's woman, it's very gay and weak of you, man. It ain't no different than you looking at a man who got a car. Mike Shaw pull up in a Corvette, and I'm sitting there drooling at the Corvette, like, man, I wish I had that Corvette and I can drive that Corvette. Like that's his Corvette, man.
Right.
Why don't you be a man and go get your own?
That's right.
Why don't you just do that? You understand? It ain't nothing wrong with it. I see my Shaw Corvette. I say that's a nice Corvette. He may even got a banging woman that's strong in the truth, always at the feast and the cookouts and helping out. And I may say, damn, man, I want a woman like how he got a good woman, man.
Right.
But I don't want his woman because that's nasty.
That's right.
You understand? I want my own woman who gonna be at the feast, who gonna help at the food drives, man. Who gonna help at camp and bringing the brothers turkey and cheese sandwiches every camp, man. You understand? And it ain't nothing wrong with that. But to want another brother's wife, that is just a gay thing to do.
That's right.
It's very, very gay, man. And like when you come into the truth, the spirit of that gayness like completely gets off of you.
That's right.
It just goes off you. Like when brothers brothers don't even like to mention this, man. But when they start talking about that law of brotherhood, when it's like if your brother dies without children, and you got brothers be like, all right, Next scripture. Next scripture. Look, nigga, you better go have some kids now. You better hurry up because I am not going into your woman. I don't give a damn if you did. This is not about to happen.
Good night.
You understand? Because it's like, and our mindset of spitting the truth, at least, is that, man, that's nasty, man.
That's right.
I don't want that. That's that's disgusting, man. But the point of to answer the question, man, it's a sin, man.
That's right.
You can't do that. You understand? If you're a woman and you lay down with a man, then that's the only man you should lay down with for the rest of your natural born life, man.
Damn right.
You understand? That's it. And that's it, man. There ain't nothing else. Now, what you should do is you should pick a man, which you got the right to do.
That's right.
It's your choice. You better pick a man that every day you look up and you say, damn, I'm glad that this is my husband. You understand? That's your prerogative, like Bobby Brown say.
That's right.
You got the choice to do that, man. And you better exercise it, man. Because after this, it's over. Read that one more time.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. Mm-hmm. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel.
Yeah, man. You understand? And now, of course, Christ is giving us a time, man, a time period to fix up to fix these mistakes that we making in our nation, man.
Right.
But eventually that time gonna come to an end.
Ooh-wee.
And this year, when Christ is in rulership, you think twice about sleeping with that man's wife, man. You understand? And what is this about? Is this just so that the Lord can just have control over the nation of Israel in a demeaning way? No, man. Like, the Lord wants us to be better than all the people on the face of the earth, man.
That's right.
And what this law does is builds the integrity of our nation, man. Because if we are not focused on sleeping with another brother's wife, then what can we be focused on? We could be focused on our children in Uvalde, Texas.
Right.
Now we could focus on them brothers and sisters in Buffalo, New York. Right. Now we could focus on the gang violence that the Christian church screams and acts like they want to stop. Now we could focus on that. When we're not focused on, oh, who that Mahayal brought to the cookout? Who that? Who that he brought? You understand?
Right.
Worried about what another man got. Now we can focus on the issues at hand, man. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 23. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto an husband.
Now, this is a woman, right, who is of marital age, which is what virgin means. And to be betrothed means what?
Like, sir, if I could, like engaged.
Give me another word that's not really,
promised.
Promised, right? Promised, right? Meaning that this is like, to say engaged is fine, right? But they're courting, right? They're promised unto another man. And just to clarify, right? Because even in the Isupk, we have a courtship process. Now, if a woman is courting a man, then she is off limits, right? You don't talk to her. You don't go to that woman and say, Salakia, sis, are you married? La Adawan. Oh, Khan, well, I was wondering, yada, yada. Well, Salakia, I am courting Officer Yaramak. We are in a courtship. Oh, Khan, sis, Salakia. Well, if that don't work out, don't do that. Don't do that.
Hell no.
Don't worry about it if it don't work out. Right. You understand? Because in your mind, that courtship means done.
Right.
She promised. She gone. You understand? You don't say nothing about what if it don't work out, or can we still be friends, or can just keep my number just in case, or sis, okay, sis, Salakia, sis, I know I can't talk to you no more, but here, take this picture just to remember me. Don't do that.
Right.
You better pray Jenna Mahayim and don't see that picture.
Damn right.
Good night.
Damn right.
And she will show Jenna Mahayim, and that's the thing. You better be careful, right? But don't do that, man. If you're in a courtship, you off limits. You don't get to be a whore in a courtship.
That's
right.
You
don't get to go around. If you want to, I ain't gonna say that. If you in a courtship, you don't get to go and be in every brother's face. You understand? You got to focus on the man that you decided to court. Otherwise, don't court him. Don't get no courtship just so you could be thinking about some other man, man.
Right.
You understand? We don't do that in here. You give your undivided attention to that man. And then if y'all decide to marry, then you marry. If you decide that it ain't gonna work out, then you go back to the drawing boards, and then you can pick another man after that.
Right.
Of course, you go to your camp leader for all of that, man.
Damn right.
You understand? But keep going. So now, Salaki, but now this is a woman, you understand, who was promised though in a courtship with a man, right? Keep going.
And a man find her in the city.
And a man finds her in the city, so he goes out to the club, right? He at Jonathan's and he see this woman, right? But he know that he belongs, that she is in a courtship or like in the world would say talking, right? Which is why you gotta be very, very like particular with sisters in the world, because you'll go to them and say, Salaki, sis, well, you say whatever, what up, sis? You know what's going on. Now, I seen you from across the room, and I just gotta know if you got it. I'm messing with y'all, man. But you understand, you go and you start enticing her, and you gotta ask her like, oh, and of course, being in the truth, sometimes you'll go to a broad and be like, yo, sis, you married? And they'll look at you like, what? No, I'm 24. What you mean married? Right. You be like, oh, my bad. I mean, like, are you dealing with anybody? You got a boyfriend? You got a man? Then she'll be like, nah. And then you gotta ask her, are you talking to somebody? Are you having sex with anybody? Right? You gotta dumb it down all the way there, because to them, talking don't mean that they belong to anybody. Right. They could be talking to you and go have sex with somebody else, and then after having sex with them, talking to them at the same time. You understand? But which of course is whoredom, and we don't do that. So you gotta make sure that they ain't talking to nobody, courting nobody, engaged to nobody. Right. There'd be some sisters out here that be full-blown engaged. They're going crazy, man. You understand?
Good night.
But keep going.
And lie with her.
And lie with her, man. Meaning he found this woman and he had sex with her. Keep going.
Verse 24. Mm-hmm. Then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city.
And
ye shall stone them with stones that they die.
And ye shall stone them with stones that they die. Now, this man found this woman that was betrothed to a man and slept with her, and now they both getting stoned to death. Why is it that they both getting stoned to death?
So like I said, because she was wrong for because she was already promised she was wrong for sleep with that brother and that
correct
brother.
You understand? She was wrong for allowing that brother to entice her, man.
God.
You understand? She allowed that, which is why, like, sisters, don't be naive, man.
Right.
Sisters, don't think that you are just so strong. Don't believe that you're strong. Believe that you're weak. Believe that. Go to the club knowing that I'm weak.
Right.
And the reason my husband never ever lets me go to the club is because he's trying to protect me from myself.
That's right.
Because I'm not strong enough. But if you go out to the club and you believe I'm strong, I'm one West, I'm an upstanding, righteous woman, I don't do this. Next thing you know, you at the club and a couple shots of Henny get into you, and then a brother like Slick Rick James or whatever comes up to you and he starts spitting game. And then because you believe you're strong, you do what? What does this sister do? Because she believes she's strong. And Slick Rick James is leaning over the counter saying, let me get 2 shots of Slick Rick James Henny.
Right.
For me and the sister right here. What does the sister do? Because she believes she's strong.
It's like, if I could, she'll still talk to that brother.
She has that conversation. She believes that she could stand there in all righteousness and have a righteous conversation. And she believes that by her saying, I am married, that means something to Slick Rick James. Oh, no. She believes that saying, I'm unavailable, that means something to Slick Rick James.
Right.
When really she should do what? And like, I want my women to be like them women up in that's rude as hell.
Okay.
I want my women, a nigga come up and they just turn their back and just say, bitch, get out of here.
Right.
You understand? I damn near want them to be like, I'm gonna call my husband. Like, as soon as they even come up, they like, I'm just trying to tell you, like, you seen them the little pranks, right? They be doing the pranks, right? Where they'll like purposely drop $20 on the floor as a chick walking out, and they'll be like, hey, son, and the girl would be like, nope. And they'll be like, I was trying to see if the $20 was yours. Oh, I want my women to be like that. Like, nope, keep the $20. I don't even want it. Just keep going.
Yeah, right.
You understand? Because you putting yourself in a situation in which now you're going to have to fight against some slick talking bastard, man,
right,
who he does this for a living. He has sex with men's wives for a living. This is what he does. He doesn't go get his own woman. Why? Why does he never get his own woman? Who knows why a man who lusts over sleeping with another man's woman never just has his own?
Slacks, if I could, He don't want the responsibility.
Right.
Of having a woman.
He don't want to take care of his own woman.
Okay.
So he want to sleep with yours and then send it back to you. You understand? Which is why, sisters, y'all got to be smart. You understand? You don't got to be necessarily strong. You got to be strong, right? But but more than that, you got to be wise, man.
Right.
You got to be smart to know how this world works, how brothers think in the world, man. You understand? So that you don't even put yourself in these type of situations. You go to the bar and that brother come up trying to talk to you, you know what he's trying to do.
Right.
You understand? You should shut that down immediately, man. Because of course, you know what? Your husband don't allow you to have friends anyway, right? And then he gonna say what we always say. We say, well, oh, your man, he got you on lockdown. Or your man don't let you have friends.
Oh, right.
You understand? And as a wife in the school, you better say what? Nope.
That's right.
You understand? I want my women to just learn straight Hebrew. I want them to just learn the Lashwan Quadah so fluently, so they just come out and start saying La'a, Shabbat, Shayala, Shalala. You understand? Like they just start going crazy, just talking a different language, and they just leave like them crazy over there. But I don't know what the hell they speaking. Like, yeah, you damn right.
Yeah, right.
You understand? They say, what are you speaking? You be like, if you want a translator, you gotta call my husband.
Right.
And he'll let you know. You understand? But this woman right here, like what Mike Shaw said was correct. They both had to die because when this man, swept her off her feet, she allowed it, man, right. Which is a death penalty against the Lord. Keep going.
The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife.
Because what?
Because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife.
Meaning what? That a man, because remember, the question is also, how can a man have more than one wife?
Right.
Well, why would the man be stoned to death if all he did was have sex with another woman? Shouldn't that just be his wife at that point?
Sir, because she was somebody else's wife before.
But is it his wife?
After lying with the woman, it would be his wife, but before she was already somebody else's wife.
Right. You understand? It is his wife, yeah, but they both gonna die. They gonna die a happy couple.
Good.
You understand? They got each other, right? But you understand? So they both have to die, man, because what they did was a death penalty, man, a death penalty offense against the Lord, man.
That's right.
You understand? And again, man, we're gonna get to it, but a man commits adultery by sleeping with another man's wife, man.
That's right.
Which is why the man has to die in this scenario, right? Keep going.
So thou shalt put away evil from among you. Verse 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and a man force her and lie with her.
Hold on now. If a man find a betrothed damsel in the field. Now, here we go again. Right? This is another woman who is married. I mean, not married, Salaki, that is promised to another man or in a courtship.
Right.
And he finds her, right? Keep going.
And the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lie with her shall die.
Now, if the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. Now, why? Why is only the man dying and not the woman?
It's like, so if I could, because he raped her.
Right.
He forces himself on.
Right. He raped her. Right. This is the sin against rape.
Right.
And you cannot take a woman and have sex with her, man, against her will. That is a death penalty. You would be stoned to death in the Old Testament, man.
Damn right.
You understand? Keep going.
Verse 26. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death.
Right, because she didn't do anything. She got raped. Keep going.
For as when a man riseth against his neighbor.
And why is this, man? Like, why is this law so perfect, man? But why is this in? If you do the research on a lot of relationships, whereas the wife gets raped, man, you'll see a lot. Like the woman, of course, goes through the most traumatic, and the bulk, right, of the physical, emotional, and spiritual damage of being raped by a man. But for a woman who was married to somebody, that man also goes through emotional, you understand, damage to the point where it's like it messes with him too, to the point where some of them will almost blame the woman for being raped. They almost blame whatever she did, like you was out there in the club, you wanted it, I don't like, because they'll start thinking like, nah, you probably egged it on and just saying that he raped you or something, like, nah, you cheated on me, and they'll get rid of the woman, right? But the law is perfect, man, saying that when a woman was raped, ain't nothing supposed to happen to her because she didn't do nothing wrong, man.
That's right.
You understand? She didn't sin against the Lord, and she didn't do anything wrong to you. You understand? As her husband. Keep going.
For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter.
Right. Meaning what? If a brother come out and kill you, what the hell did you do?
Right.
Nothing. You understand? What you gonna be punished for? Keep going.
Verse 27. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried.
And she did what?
And the betrothed damsel cried.
Now, sisters, you got to remember this. You understand? If you got a husband and you go out to the club and something happens, we don't know, but you ended up having sex or someone else had sex with you, and then your husband find out, and it's 2 months later.
Oh God.
And he finds out and he says, what happened? And then you say I was raped.
Right.
No. You understand? And here's where, sisters, you gonna have to be strong, right? You're gonna have to be strong and know that if you were raped, there's something that you have to do.
Right.
You must do it, because if you wait to tell your husband you was raped 2 months later,
right.
You understand? It ain't gonna work. Read that one more time.
Verse 27. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 27. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried.
Because the betrothed damsel cried. You understand? What does it mean that she cried?
So like, sir, if I could, she made it sound. She talked about it. She said something about it.
Right. And in the moment she did what?
Yelled out.
She fought against it. You understand? She fought against it and she cried out for help.
Right.
You understand? Which means what? Like today, if a woman is raped, you better cry for help.
Damn right.
You understand? Go to the police. Call them immediately. Immediately call the police and say I was raped in the alleyway beside a dumpster on New York and Bronx Street. I don't know. Yeah. On what?
Report it, sir.
Yeah, report it.
Yeah,
call your husband immediately and let him know this is what you have to do, so that and when it comes to counsel, it doesn't look like you're just a whore trying to cover up your whoredom.
Right.
You understand? Because that happens all the time, where a woman will have sex with a man, and because she gets caught and having sex with him, now she wants to say that she was raped.
Right.
You understand? And really, she's just a lying bitch.
That's right.
You understand? So to not make yourself look like you're a liar, then if this ever, God forbid, you understand, but if it ever did happen, then you have to cry out immediately, man.
That's right.
You understand? And this is what we should be teaching our daughters, that they should say something immediately, not to hold it in, not to wait. You understand? Keep going.
And there was none to save her. Verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed.
Now, if a man find a woman that's of young marriageable age that is not in a courtship, you understand? Keep going.
And lay hold on her. And lie with her.
And lie with her, man. What does it mean to lay hold on her? Now, this is a GMS idiot breakdown.
So like as if I could to lay hold on her, to be in that courtship.
To do what?
To be in the courtship.
So
like, sir,
they didn't go through the proper channels.
Oh, lay hold on her.
He lay hold on her and then lied with her. What did GMS say?
So like, sir, GMS or any other fake Israelite group, they would say something like, take her forcefully.
Yeah, that if you rape her. They teach that you could take a woman and you can rape her.
Good night.
Right? Keep going. But what is this actually saying?
To entice her.
Right. Meaning what? You went to the and you brothers, I know you brothers in here, y'all fly, man.
Most High Christ.
I know you brothers, especially brothers in this UPK.
Damn right.
I know y'all know a little something about this. You go to the club and you see that woman, man, and you like, I don't know about this courtship, man. I don't know. Hold on. Let me go holler at her real quick. Let me see what she's talking about, man. You go up there and talk to her, and you like, in 30 seconds, you like, oh yeah, this the one.
Oh wow.
I gotta get her. And somehow you end up back in that room. You understand? And you laid hold on her. You took her, but you did not take her forcefully.
That's right.
You understand? She came with you, and you had sex with her. Keep going.
And lie with her.
And
they be found.
Meaning what? Like now it's out. Like Captain I thought call you right then. And he like, yeah, I'm like, where you at? Oh, I shouldn't use myself. It's a lock here. He call you and say, brother, where you at? You understand? And you like, it's lock it, sir. I'm at the Hotel Marriott in downtown Raleigh. What's going on there? And he like, it's lock it, sir. I met this sister at the club last night. He like, oh, I don't know what he would say. This ain't never happened to me. I don't know what Cat would say, man. But somehow, man, I imagine he probably asked you. You understand? And you gotta tell him, man. Yeah, I laid down with the sis, sir.
Right.
You understand? Like, she my rib. He said, no sweat. I expect to see her in class. You understand? Something like that. I don't know what he would say. But the point is, you found out. You had sex with her. Keep going.
Verse 29. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto his damsel's father 50 shekels of silver.
Then the man now has to go to the father and now pay for what he took. You understand?
Right.
Why? Why does he now have to pay for what he took?
It's like it, sir, because he didn't go through the proper channels. He didn't
go
to the man's.
He ain't go through the proper channels, but also what? He can't give it back. He can't. It's over. The contract signed. So like it, you know what I'm saying? So what do you do? Like in today's time, what would you do? Right? Of course, we don't got 50 shekels. I don't even know what a shekel look like really. Right? Okay. But in today's time, what would a brother do? Let's say it's a brother in the truth, goes to the club and he finds a woman. He goes home with her and slip and fall on a banana peel. Right? And she has a father that's in her life. You understand? What would be the right thing to do, or what could a brother do in the truth? Now, of course, every woman don't have a father. Most of our sisters' fathers are either hooked on drugs or not in their life at all. But if a woman does have a father, what is something that you could do?
Slacks, if I could go to that man and apologize for the wrongdoing, but assure him that you're going to be there for his daughter. Or
I wouldn't apologize.
Because you took his daughter.
I mean, you could, I guess. I guess that's just me. I'd probably walk in there bold as a lion, like, you know. Hey, I took this is my woman now. But anyway, but what could you do though? You could also do what?
Oh, just present yourself like, hey, it is. I do this. I do that. I can take care of your woman.
I'm an Israelite. I got money. I can take care. Nah, man, don't do that. Think about the context of what he's doing here. Like with the 50 shekels, right? He's paying him something. So what could you do today?
Oh, give him a gift?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Talk to that woman that you just slept with on the first night. Get to know her. Get to know her father. Hey, so what does your father do? He drag what's it called? Drag strip race cars. You understand? Or
he's a racer.
Or my dad's an alcoholic. He love, I don't know. You understand? Okay. Figure out what he like. What kind of alcohol does your dad like? He likes Hennessy. All right, no sweat. Hey, go to the ABC store and get that huge bottle of Hennessy, the biggest one they got.
Okay.
Wrap it up. You understand? Go there and say, hey, you know, sir, I don't got much. I'm poor. Right. You understand? But, you know, last night I met your daughter and I took her to be my wife.
Right.
You understand? And I was hoping, you know, to give you this gift, man, as an offering. You understand? For your, you gotta word it the right way, man. You gotta try your best not to offend him, man. Not to offend her father. Okay. And if he accept the gift and say, well, come on in, man, crack the bottle open, man. Let me talk to you, because let me tell you one thing. First of all, he gonna be buck shit shocked, Salakia. He gonna be surprised that some man is in his house talking about he took his daughter and is giving me a gift. He ain't gonna know what to do, right? But if he halfway decent and he says, well, come inside, man, let me talk to you, man. Then you go in there, you chop it up with him, and you try to build a relationship with the father, because at the end of the day, you did take something that didn't belong to you. You understand? Right. So I guess it would be Tawab to just say Salakia for that. Right. You understand? Because you did take something that wasn't yours from him, right? But what if the father doesn't hear you? What if the father's like, oh nah, man, you look like one of them Israelites, man. I don't mess with you, man. I don't get out of here. What do you do then?
Still, I mean, it's like if I could, you still give them that gift, apologize, state your claim, but bottom line, that's still your wife now. So,
but what if he like, man, you was a BA nigga and you ugly as hell. You ugly boy, I should kill you, dog. For real. Like, for real, throw your hands up. What should you do?
It's like, sir, back out of that situation.
You said what?
Back out of that situation.
Back out of that situation. Take the wife and go.
Yeah, go, God.
And
I mean, just to separate yourself from, maybe, causing violence between two brothers.
Well, yeah, of course, you would. I mean, of course, you defend yourself. I don't care what it is. If he come at me, I'm gonna knock him out. Yeah, Salakia. I probably shouldn't have said that. But the point is that you got to try to win him over.
Oh, so you still
constantly?
Okay.
You understand? To a certain extent, you try to win him over, and you try to just have some empathy for the brother. Because if he's the type of brother who actually cares about his daughter, right, then you have to think about how you would feel if someone came. You've been remember you've been raising this daughter for 24 years of her life, or however long, right? 18 years, 19, whatever years, and then for somebody to come to your front door and say, last night I took her, that's like, goddamn. That yeah. So you gotta imagine how he feels. So he say whatever he say, you're gonna have to bite that bullet. And maybe come back with another bottle and another bottle. You may have to buy 13 bottles of Hennessy before he say, maybe you're all right. You understand? You got to do it. Right? Now, if the brother is just completely not wanting to talk to you at all and says, I don't give a damn about y'all being together, just don't bring him over here, then, no sweat. That's on him. Right? But you try to offer your hand up. Right? Keep going.
And she shall be his wife because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
Right. You understand? Like, that payment is not so that the father doesn't kill you for raping his daughter. Like, the GMS breakdown of this is so terrible. It's dumb. You understand? Like, like, what the hell? You telling me somebody raped your daughter, and as long as they come to you with a bottle of Hennessy, you like, I guess we good. He got 50 shekels. He raped my daughter, but he got 50 shekels, I don't, what is 50 shekels, man, the equivalent of today? Anybody know? Okay, shekels seems like, let's find out, man. Let's see. I'm interested in that.
It would be $1.
$1?
Yeah, come. Well, no, 29 cents on the dollar.
29 cents on the dollar.
One shekel would be 29 cents.
Good night. I ain't about to do that math, but anyway, we're gonna leave it at $1. Because even at $1, this is like, man, you done showed up with of course 50 shekels was worth more back in these times, but still, it ain't enough for a father to just ignore the fact that you raped his daughter. I'm sure. Right. You understand? So that GMS breakdown is trash. GMS, of course, is a fake Israelite group is just disgusting, right? But drop that. Well, keep going, Salaki. Finish this up.
Verse 30. A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt.
We know, but that's pretty much self-explanatory. Now go to Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10. And the man that committeth adultery with
a man can also commit adultery, right? But with what?
With another man's wife.
With another man's wife. You commit adultery by sleeping with another man's wife.
Right.
Not by having another woman, you understand, or another wife that is single. But by taking another man's wife is how you commit adultery. Keep going.
Even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
Which is a death sentence, man.
Right.
You understand, by the Lord. You cannot do that. What you can do is go get your own woman.
That's right.
That is single. You understand? I think the ratio in America is like what, 11 women to every one man?
Shit, sir. It's like it, sir. I thought it was 3 to 1.
Oh no, it's definitely not 3 to 1.
7?
It's definitely way higher than 3 to 1.
Oh, most high
Yeah, it's like 7, 8 or something like that, but
kind of one kind.
It ain't 3. But the point is, even if it was 3, it's still more women. That means every man gonna have what, 2 or 3 wives. You know, right? And of course, other men are blessed than others, and so maybe some brothers like myself could have 10.
Oh, wow.
It's like, yeah. I'm just playing, man.
Good night.
But Khan, so does that answer your question?
Khan, sir.
Any other questions?
It's like, sir, if I could, are there any verses that point to like the so-called Jew or the imposters? Like I know about the ones in like Revelation, like Revelation 2:9. 2:9, yeah, kind of. And then but like kind of like show that Amalek is the so-called Jew.
Amalek is the Jew?
Yeah, kind of like that, the so-called Jew. Like see that's what I'm saying. So I don't know if like it's something you can like break down.
I'm trying to understand because Amalek is not a Jew.
Yeah, kind of that's so-called Jews. Yeah, kind of, sir. But
I'm
show
to
that
understand what your
the so-called Jew is Amalek and he's not. He's the imposter.
Yeah,
so it's like it.
Yeah, I would have to get back. I don't know if there's actual. I don't know if there's a Bible reference. There's this history that was happening in Western Europe when there was a civil war between what's the two?
Because so like, sir, if I could, like, was there something where the Lord said kill off Amalek and them, but there was a king, one of our kings did not, and that came back to bite us. Like we didn't.
It's possible. I'm not sure that. Like I said, I'll have to get back.
Okay,
but I am sure on the history. I'm not sure on the names and the details. But basically, it was 2 nations that were fighting amongst each other, and Amalek was caught dead in the middle of it. You understand? So, like, imagine if it was Russia and Ukraine, and they're fighting with each other, and Amalek being in the middle. Russia wants Amalek to join Russia. Ukraine wants Amalek to join them.
Right.
But Amalek didn't want to fight anyone. Why?
They were too weak to join.
Because Amalek is some weak bastards. They're not fighters, right? Which makes sense because when you see them today, they are not fighters.
Right.
And this is what happened. They didn't want to join nobody's military. So what they did was they moved north to northwest of Europe and they started practicing Judaism. They started following after the gods of the Jews. They picked up the Bible, Torah, and they started to portray themselves as the biblical Jews who was running away from persecution from that civil war, right? Even though we know that the persecution of the Jews that were running away was from the persecution of 75 AD after the death of Christ, where General Pompey was running the Jews back down into Africa. You understand? Which is the persecution that we were running from. But the Jewish man is just a vagabond, man.
That's right.
You understand? He's a liar and an identity theft, man. Identity thief. But I'll get more on whatever you talking about as far as with the king. I'm not sure on that. I have to get back to you.
Come on, sir.
Anything else? Great question. Don't forget the question. Remind me again so we can get that breakdown.
Come on, sir. It's like if I could, are there verses that say, okay, we're to go out and fish for our people, like the way we go out to camp? Like
Salakia, is the AC working?
Yeah, I thought Slack. Yeah, I thought I was right.
It does work?
Yeah.
Okay, con. All right, what was you about to say?
Yeah, con, sir. Verses in the Bible that say we are to go out and fish for our people, like how we go out to camp and
give me book of Luke. Luke 14. Luke 14.
Oh.
And Luke 14 and 23. Oh, we'll go to start at verse 21.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 21. So that servant came and showed his Lord these things.
Mm-hmm.
Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, Go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city and bring in hither the poor.
Meaning what? Like, this Christ wanted, like, the Lord wants, like, you see a lot of, how can I put this? Like, Christ wanted the poor to come into the truth. You understand? The ones who were being just oppressed to come into the truth. And so he's telling Luke to go out into the cities, you understand, the streets and the lanes of the cities, and bring in hither the poor. Keep going.
And the maimed.
And the maimed. What does it mean to be maimed?
The hurt, injured, or?
Yeah. What maimed specifically means what?
Wounded or injured.
Right. You understand? Like if your arm was maimed, it means what? It was chopped off. You understand? Keep going.
And the halt and the blind. Verse 22.
And the blind slider and the blind and the halt. The main being is those who are injured. The halt meaning those who are just, they are just at a standstill in life. Like they have no fight in them. They're not doing nothing. You understand? Like if the military has to halt, then they stop moving, right? And the blind, meaning those who can't see. They can't see what's going on. They can't see the truth. Keep going.
Verse 22. And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room.
And yet there is room, meaning what? We went out and we got the maimed and the halt and the blind, but yet there's still room. There's still room for brothers and sisters to come into the truth.
That's right.
There's still room in these seats for them to come and stop selling drugs.
Right.
To stop being homosexuals. It's still room. Keep going.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and the hedges.
Go out into the highways and the hedges, which is the streets. Right back then, these would be heavy traffic areas. Right. Go out into the highways and the hedges. Keep going.
And compel.
It's a lot, and also this is where people would set up shop and they would sell things because they would know that people use the highways and hedges to travel from place to place. And if they're traveling from place to place, well, they might need some oranges on their travels, or they might need some bread or some water on their travels. Right? Keep going.
And compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
And compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. Man, go out there and teach them the truth. Fill up these seats. You understand? Fill up these classrooms, man. You understand? Because this is the Lord's house and it needs to be filled. Keep going.
Verse 24. For I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. Verse 25. And there were great multitudes with him. And he turned and said unto them. Verse 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
Meaning when they come into the truth, you understand, any man that is bidden is not going to see the kingdom of heaven, man. You understand? They coming into these classrooms, but they aren't buying to the laws of God, then they are not going to see the kingdom of heaven. I mean, it's not enough just to come sit down. It's not enough. It's a start, but it's not enough. But if they come in here and they don't hate their father and their mother, their wife, their children, you understand, and their own life, then they are not going to make it into the kingdom of heaven, man. You understand? Which is what it takes. But nonetheless, we go out there to bring them in. What they do when they come in is up to them. You understand?
That's right.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, I just asked that because there'll be some who were like, "Why you brothers be out there on the corner, saying and doing what you're doing?"
Yeah. Well, you could just pull Luke 14 and verse 23, just simply that one. You understand? The Lord said, "Go out to the byways and the highways." You understand, and to teach my people. Also, you could get go ahead. What you about to say?
It's like, sir, if I could, your voice like a trumpet. What was that?
You need that scripture too?
Yeah, come on, sir. I think that's also goes along with it. So if I could, I forgot how it went. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, I think.
Give me Jeremiah 16:16. And then Isaiah 58:1.
Okay. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers.
Hold on. Behold, I will send for many fishers, right? What is it saying here?
The Lord has sent for many people who go out and spread the truth to bring people to the truth.
All right, man. What do we do at camp?
We go out there to speak to our people to try to bring them into the truth.
But in this context, what are we doing?
We're fishing, sir.
Yeah, we're fishermen. All right, we go to camp and we throw out the line, right?
Okay.
And we telling the people the truth, and then we hope, praying to the Lord that they catch on and they come in. Keep going.
And they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters.
And after will I send for many hunters, man. I mean, what? What's going on here? Break it down.
Okay. So at first the Lord is sending for fishers to get his people, to save some people. But after that, at some point, he's gonna stop trying to save all these people, and he's gonna send for the hunters, the ones who will kill these people.
All right. I mean, it's gonna come a time that eventually Christ's gonna come back with 200 million angels, and the doors of the book gonna be shut. Isupk gonna be shut down. You understand? The doors gonna be closed to the school, and we gonna go up. And those who the Lord Christ choose, they gonna go up into them chariots, man. And after that, it ain't time to pull scriptures no more. It ain't time to debate and hold food drives and nothing like that no more, man. It's over. You understand? At that point, you understand, like what the book of Obadiah speaks on is that we're going to go out and hunt them from the cliffs of the rock.
That's right.
You understand why? Because all your millionaires, your Donald Trumps and your Elon Musk and your all of them, they going to have money to be able to survive nuclear warfare. They going to go into them bunkers underneath the earth and them cliffs of the rocks, and they going to survive all the bombs while all of the poor Edomites, they die a quick death. You understand? Which in actuality is almost like a good return. You understand? Like they die, I'm 12. Like they die a quick death, but we gonna go out there and we gonna hunt Elon Musk and he gonna live.
That's right.
Elon Musk gonna live a long life. And he gonna get whipped and he gonna have to sweat.
Right.
And he gonna build and build and build. Who's the Tesla dude? That's Musk?
Yeah, that's Elon Musk.
Elon Musk? Yeah, I want him. That's what I want. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Get back right here. Yeah, this is build that thing you was building. Go ahead and just continue on. I'm gonna give you 200,000 slaves. Build me the greatest everything. And he gonna do it too. You understand? Or he gonna get whipped. Right? And so that's what this talking about. Keep going.
And they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks.
Hey, from out them holes of them rocks, man. You can see me one more time, man. The holes of them rocks, man. You understand? They think that they gonna run away from judgment, but they not.
That's right.
You understand? And that's the day I can't wait for. That's the day. Ooh-wee. You understand? I get to use my talents and my skills, and we get to go and just go ahead, Mahaya. Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna have Elon Musk in the AC though. He good. I'm gonna be chilling with him. I'm like, yeah. So, what'd you build me today? Oh, really? Okay. Get him a breast. Give him a chicken breast. Go ahead, man. Eat up. No, I'm gonna turkey ass. Eat up, sucker. That job, man. He gonna be a house slave for me. He gonna be in that whole. You know what, man? I always loved black people. I always knew that you was a chosen. I always knew. I'm be like, oh yeah, I bet, man. That's all good. Any more on that?
Sir.
I drop that. Go to Isaiah 50:81. Yep, that's the one you want. Cry loud, right?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1. Cry loud, spare not.
Cry loud, spare not, man. You understand? When we go to camp, this is what we do.
That's right.
We cry loud and we spare not, man. Telling our people the truth and not sparing their feelings, man.
Damn right.
You understand? Because sparing our feelings is what's gotten us in this situation, in this condition in the first place.
Right.
Understand? Keep going.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, man. Meaning speak loud, man.
That's right.
Be like I'm in school right now and we learning about what's that class? Human sexuality. And sometimes in the class is crazy because like I be having to debate other students on their views on like there's this thing, and I know I'm going off. Don't let me go off topic for too long, but there's a thing called thabies, right? Thabies, THYBIES, where basically it's not a baby being born, not a baby, but it's not a male or a female being born. It's just a thaby. And so what the discussion was is, do you feel like it is right for parents to allow their children at the age of 4 to determine whether they want to be a male or female? Right? And I'm, of course, you know my stance on it. I'm like, you know, logically, you know, what a person does when they 30 years old, if they want to change their gender, of course that's on them. That's what they decide to do. That's to hell with it. Who the hell cares if you want to be a man and you're a woman? That's just stay the hell away from me and do it. You know, do it up. Have the biggest party in your life in them dungeons down there with all them black fingernail people. Do it. You understand? But to ask a 4-year-old child, like, you understand? Like, my daughter is 3 now. I ask her one more year what she want to be. She gonna say a unicorn. She gonna say a princess. She gonna say the wheel of the tire on the Mustang. She can just roll around. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, she don't even have. And here's this thing that psyched me out about being in school, because it's like you learn so much, right? So in another class, we learning about the frontal lobe, and the frontal lobe, and they're using this scientific evidence to decide whether children who are 18 should go to prison with grown men, because they're trying to decide, can we really judge them on making decisions when the frontal lobe, which is in control of making decisions, doesn't fully develop until the age of 25. And so if it doesn't develop until the age of 25, then can we really put an 18-year-old in prison for 20 years? Or should the limit of an adult prison be raised up to like 21, 22? Whereas, okay, now you're 20, you know what you're doing now. You know, you develop, you know right from wrong at this point, right? But they'll use that logic to say that, you know, the 18-year-old, man, there's white people who argue that 18-year-olds, they're not in full control of the decisions that they're making when it comes to committing crimes, petty crimes. But then they will argue that a 4-year-old can be fully responsible for making the decision of being the opposite gender than what they were born. You understand? And this from the same university. Right. I'm appalled at the discussions that we be talking about. And I'm just like, no sweat. But yeah, so we learn about babies, and then we also learn about what was the other thing, man? I might have went off too much that I forgot the point. It might come back to me, no sweat. But we learn about all of these things, man, and really it's it won't gender theory. It was Thabe's and the frontal lobe and them being 4 years old. I forget. No sweat. You understand? But that just took me all the way off because that's really just a disgusting topic, man. And that's how our oppressor thinks. But no sweat. You understand? But we have to be able to teach our people, you understand, the truth. Like what Officer Zion was teaching. You understand? Like instead of believing in the propaganda of what they pushing, you understand? Like them saying that 4-year-olds can choose their gender, that's propaganda, man. You understand? That's a lie that America is trying to push on your children. You understand? Not their children. And the reason I say not their children is because at the end of the day, their people can afford to be gay. They can afford it. You understand? They can afford to be Kris Jenners and Kim Kardashian and all of that weird stuff. Why? Because they rich. They don't care if some of their men turn gay or some of their women is like Ellen. They worship Ellen because Ellen's rich. Ellen don't have to worry about her generation, her families. Ellen dies and white people still is in power. So why the hell would she care about, you understand, generational them living, right? Even though now you're seeing that white people are now shaking up in their boots with the abortion because the abortion of white communities has started to rise. And now they want to fight against, you know, what set precedent back in 1973 and Roe v. Wade, right? And it's only because now it's hurting them. But we got to teach our people the truth, man. Because when we follow their laws and follow their propaganda, I don't mean to say laws, but when we follow their propaganda and their way of life, our people only get hurt even worse, man. You understand? Can you read that one more time?
Mm-hmm. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression.
And show my people their transgressions, man. Show them what they doing wrong.
That's right.
You understand? And don't be scared to say it. Don't be scared to say. I think that was my point. My point is that when I'm having the debates in the classroom, you understand, like even myself, even with my time of being in the truth, it was like a split second where I was like why the hell we got to have this conversation? You understand? I don't want to be the spotlight because, of course, everyone is like, I think it's okay for gender fluidity and people to make their own decisions. And I think it's healthy for people to practice their rights of choosing what. And then here I am. You understand? Where most brothers would just do what? I think it's okay for people to do what they want to do in gender fluidity. And it's like, I don't believe none of that, but just send it so I can get a good grade and be out of here. But of course, we as priests, we can't do that. So I go into them discussion boards and I go all the way in. And I tell them how stupid it is and how dumb it is and how you just taught me in another class last period that the frontal lobe isn't fully developed until the age of 25. So how the hell are you going to tell me that a 4-year-old is even capable of making a life-changing decision, man.
Right.
And there was a man, a white man, Edomite man, who came out, and he's a transgender. He just came out recently and he did an interview on a show because he had the sex change where he chopped off his manhood. And when he was having an interview, he said he wished he never did it. He said that he wished somebody would have just hugged him and helped him through the trauma that he had as a child so that he would never have made the mistake that he made. Because when they make that decision, they can't go back. You can't put the rod back on after you take it off. It's done. And so now he he can't have children. He was going through trauma. He was hurting. And so he made an emotional, traumatic decision that he can never change for the rest of his life. And I'm telling you, the suicide rate is going to go back up with all of them people who decided to chop off their manhood, who decided to allow their children to be girls and boys, man. And you thinking that it's okay, just like with vaping. We all thought that when vaping came out, we thought vaping was what? New and hip. It's the cool thing. Now what everybody talking about? Stop vaping? Like, are you kidding me? Like, do y'all realize some of the things that we've lived through in our lifetime? Do y'all remember when vaping came out? Remember, there was a time where there was no such thing as vaping. Then them e-cigs came out in the gas station. Back when I was going into high school or probably middle school, right? Or probably a little bit before that. But the point is, there was a time when it wasn't there, and then we got to vape. And then you turn on the TV and they say, vaping is going there's some old white woman with a hole in her neck. Right. And I've been vaping for 23 years, and now I have to talk like this, and I got to drink through a straw through my neck. Please stop vaping. Brought to you by the health organization. Like, nigga. When the Isupk since 1969 has been telling you to stop smoking.
That's right.
Everything. Since vaping came out on day one, Isupk was in the streets corner telling you to not smoke no vape.
That's right.
You understand? But now it takes for the commercial on truth.org to come and make a sponsorship commercial to get people to stop vaping because it's killing their children, man. You know why? Because them white people vape hard. They vape like it's a religion. They got shirts. Do you vape, bro? Like, you understand? Go ahead, by yourself.
Yeah, it's like, sir, if I could, and they do all that to stop them from vaping. But I don't know about you. I haven't seen a single stop smoking weed commercial in how long? I ain't never seen.
Yeah, they don't do that because weed is a black thing, right?
Right.
You understand? But they believe. But see, what's happening is that vaping is actually killing them.
Right.
You understand? Like, there's actual health problems that's going to happen from you vaping. They still believe that weed is okay. You understand?
Good night.
But if weed started killing white people,
oh wow,
oh yeah, stop smoking weed by tomorrow.
Right.
Just like the opioid epidemic, man.
Come on.
You understand? But we've been telling our people, you understand, their transgressions, to not do these things, to not follow the propaganda of America, man. You understand? Keep going.
Come on. In the house of Jacob, their sins.
In the house of Jacob, their sins, man. Tell them what they've done wrong. Tell them how they should be living, man, what they should do and what they should not do. You understand? Go ahead.
So, like I said, if I could, this also shows that it is only for Israel. In the house of Jacob, their sins. This is only the ones they're supposed to be talking to, not everybody else.
Yeah, because this is who Isaiah was speaking to at the time.
Kind of the one
was the southern kingdom, right? That's why he said the house of Jacob.
Oh, come.
But of course, Christ died for all of us to come back together. So these words apply to the whole house of the children of Israel.
Kind of the one kind.
All right. Now give me Proverbs 11 and verse 30. There's another precept you could pull as far as like with camp and just our jobs as a priest and what we do.
Come on. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 30. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life.
The fruit of the righteous is tree of life. What does that mean?
So like I said, what the righteous bring forth, what they do brings forth, it gives life. It keeps life going. That's what the righteous do. It brings a good thing that keeps people alive.
Right.
Keep
going.
And he that winneth souls is wise.
And he that do what?
Winneth souls is wise.
And he that winneth souls is wise. You understand? We go to camp to do what?
To win souls.
To win souls. You understand? You got to be seasoned.
Right.
You got to be seasoned to win souls. You got to know what to say and how to say it.
Right.
You understand? What scriptures to pull. You understand? How to battle, how to debate. You understand? How to triumphalize over our enemies, right? Because that is what winneth souls. And it's important because that's our job. Our job is to win souls. And how do we do that? We go to camp. You go to camp and you win those souls. You save them. You understand? You save them and you bring them home, you understand, so that they don't die. Because that's our job. Our job is to save them, because I'm sure as many times as we done been to camp, there's some brother that we've probably seen or just looked over, man, who probably lost his life at this point. And we ain't never noticed, right? And he ain't never gonna see him again at camp because he's gone. He dead, right? He probably died from drug addiction or died from gun violence or locked up in prison now for life, right? You got to think about that. You got to know that, man, we ain't out here just because.
Right.
We out here because you are trying to save those people's lives. You got to. You understand? You need them. You understand? The same way that they need you. And that's the spirit. You understand? Of course, everything is done in appropriation. Of course, we don't need anyone. We could get the job done. But we do need them, you understand, and they need us, and our job is to save their lives, man. You understand? Right. So if you want to camp precepts, you can use that one as well. As that is our job. Anything else that's quick? I know we about to be over the time.
Oh, la, sir.
All right. No other questions. Nothing online.
Yeah, la, sir. Like, sir, if I could, I don't know if it's quick enough, but do you know off the top of your head, like prophecies in the Bible that have come true?
Con.
Okay, go. I mean,
that was the question.
Probably besides Deuteronomy 28
yeah.
Besides that, besides Deuteronomy 28, like things that maybe I believe I heard General Muhammad say 9/11 is in the Bible, like things that prophecies that have happened.
There are a lot.
Because
remember this is a long way to break down, right? Okay, so we'll probably start, but remember that the way that we told time, the prophets told time was how? As far as not time in the day, like 1 o'clock. But how did they could tell the time? I don't want to give it to you by saying it, but
sun up and sun down.
For time's sake, we would tell time by the prophecies that was happening. So when the prophecies started to happen, we knew what? Okay, we're getting closer. It's getting closer to when Christ coming back. It's getting closer to this happening. Or like, okay, the plagues done started happening. That means the earthquakes is coming next. The earthquakes done happen. That means the fire and pestilence is coming next. This done happen. That means Christ he right around the corner now, because this done happen. So even right now, even with COVID-19, that's another prophecy that was prophesied to happen in the Bible, and it's happening. Them plagues is on America right now. That great city called the daughter of Babylon. It's happening. And so now we know we that much closer to when Christ come back, and that last plague is Christ himself.
Most High
you
Christ.
Understand? And when he cracked that sky open, that's it.
Damn right.
We know what time it is. You understand? That's why now we say that we are in the last days. We're in the last days based off of the prophecies that has happened. because that's how we know. That's how we tell the time.
You
understand? But as far as giving you a specific one, write that question down and let's get those two. All of them questions that seem like they difficult questions or something that's going to take extensive time to answer, ask those questions. You understand? Because that's how we grow in the truth. Even if I don't know, now it's something, you understand, we got to go back and get the answers. And then from that, whoever's in here, whoever's watching online, now we're all growing. You understand? Instead of, because at some point you get to a point where you start to plateau. Right. And you start to you in the class and it's the same people for a period of time. And if, a new person may come, but a new person asking stuff that you can, in your sleep. You understand? Where does it say that we can't smoke weed? You're like, Proverbs. Just go to Proverbs. Where does it say you can't eat pork? Just read the book of Leviticus. You understand? Where does it say that we witnessed slavery? Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Just go there and read. You understand? It becomes like repetitive, right? Not saying that repetitive is bad. It's always good to keep going over the scriptures, but you go in the Bible, you start seeing some stuff like, who was the king of Nebuchadnezzar and what was he doing? Ask that question. What is Dante's Inferno and what was that all about? And how does that correlate to hell and how the Christian church portrays that today? Ask that question. You understand? Go over those things because them Christians, they studying. They studying to battle and defeat you. And they going to bring up Nebuchadnezzar. And they going to bring up the Council of Nicaea. And they going to bring up Dante's Inferno. Right. They going to bring up these things. So you have to know it so that you can combat them. Otherwise, you're going to sit there. You're going to be dumbfounded when they pull something that you ain't never even heard of before. Or that you neglected to ask about, right? And at the end of the day, it only helps all of us. That's right. You understand? Because it may be a goddamn captain in the room who like, that's a good question. I need to know that too. You never know. And so we all grow from that, man. But that's also in brotherhood, man. Just making sure that everyone is progressing by making sure that we don't ever become stagnant in the truth, man. Right. Don't ever become stagnant. Don't ever think that you know enough. You understand? Don't ever think that you've learned enough because there's some Christian that it's like the Rocky movie. I forget which number it was. But the one with Mr. T, Clubber Lang, Clubber Lang thought he was good. He thought he made it. And Rocky went back to the trenches in Philly and he started training. It wasn't Philly? It was Philly? Yeah, he was Philly. Or even the other one with Drago where he went to the mountains in Russia, right? Yeah, he was in the trenches, man, and he was training. Well, Rocky is them Christians, man. And Clubber Lang is us. Right. And really, we know that we better than Rocky, and we'll take his woman from him. But Rocky is training in the mountains, man. They in them churches, going to them theology schools and learning all kinds of stuff and trying to connect the dots. And just their whole mission is to beat us. Right. You understand? But we, of course, can't allow them to do that. So ask those questions, man. Next class, we should have 3 new questions that nobody in here knows the answer to. And then after that, we're going to know the answer to them, and then we're going to keep rocking and rolling, man. But with that, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Mahayar.
ISUPK security announcements. We're the ISUPK. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Joe Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. It's like after 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3:8-10. Means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, of course, is the memorial blowing of the trumpets is September 25th. That will be in for North Carolina to be in Fayetteville, right? So just get in contact with your camp leader. You know what I'm saying? So you know what time you need to be there and what to bring as well, right? Just remind Akimi Akwati and check social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, I might him.